Hey there, awesome humans! Ever feel like life's throwing so many curveballs, you're practically a human dodgeball target? Like you're constantly trying to keep your head above water in a sea of endless to-do lists, unexpected dramas, and the sheer existential dread of choosing what to watch on Netflix? Yeah, you're not alone. We've all been there, staring blankly at our screens, wondering if there's a secret cheat code for navigating this wild ride called modern life. Well, what if I told you there's a whole philosophical toolkit forged in the fires of ancient Greece and Rome that's designed to help you not just survive, but thrive in this crazy world? And what if I told you there's a book that distills all that ancient awesomeness into bite-sized, daily doses of wisdom, perfect for your morning coffee or your pre-bedtime wind-down? Today, we're diving headfirst into the magnificent, life-altering, and surprisingly snark-free world of Daily Stoic, 365 Days of Wisdom for Modern Life, by the dynamic duo, Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Get ready to unlock your inner calm, tame your emotional dragons, and maybe even impress your friends with some seriously deep thoughts. Let's get stoic. What in the heck is Daily Stoic, anyway? All right, let's kick things off with the million-dollar question. What exactly is Daily Stoic? And to truly answer that, we first need to quickly unpack what Stoicism is all about. Now, don't let the word philosophy scare you. We're not talking about dusty old textbooks and tweed jackets here. Think of Stoicism less like a stuffy academic subject and more like a mental operating system for your life. It's a practical, no-nonsense approach to living well, focusing on what you can control, accepting what you can't, and building an unshakable inner fortress of tranquility. It's about finding peace even when your Wi-Fi dies in the middle of a crucial Zoom meeting, or when your favorite coffee shop runs out of oat milk. The Stoics, folks like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, weren't just navel-gazing intellectuals. They were emperors, slaves, playwrights, people who faced real-world problems just like us. And they developed a way of thinking that helped them stay cool, calm, and collected, even when their world was literally crumbling around them. Talk about resilience. Now, enter Daily Stoic. Imagine if those ancient wisdom keepers got together and said, "You know what? People in the 21st century are going to need our help. Let's create a daily dose of sanity." That's essentially what Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman have done with this book. Instead of one long, dense philosophical treatise, Daily Stoic is like a daily vitamin for your brain and soul. It's structured with 366 daily readings. Yes, they even got leap years covered. Each day presents a new Stoic teaching, often a quote from one of the great Stoic masters, followed by a brilliant, digestible reflection by Holiday and Hanselman. They take these ancient ideas and translate them into language that resonates with our modern anxieties, our digital distractions, and our everyday dilemmas. It's not just a book you read once and put on a shelf to collect dust. It's meant to be a companion, a daily ritual. You open it up, read the day's wisdom, and let it marinate. It's like having a wise, calm mentor whispering practical advice in your ear every single morning. And speaking of the authors, Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman are absolute powerhouses in the world of Stoicism. Ryan Holiday is practically the rock star of modern Stoicism. He's a best-selling author known for his ability to take complex philosophical ideas and make them accessible, engaging, and genuinely useful for everyday life. He's not just writing about Stoicism, he's living it, breathing it, and helping countless people discover its power. Stephen Hanselman is a researcher and writer who brings a deep academic understanding to the table, ensuring the ancient texts are accurately and thoughtfully interpreted. Together, they've created a masterpiece that's both intellectually rigorous and incredibly practical. Think of it this way. If you've ever wanted to dabble in philosophy, but felt intimidated by the sheer volume of material, Daily Stoic is your perfect gateway drug. It's an accessible, actionable, and truly transformative way to bring ancient wisdom into your incredibly busy, often overwhelming, modern life. It's like having a little philosophical gym membership for your mind, offering daily workouts to strengthen your mental muscles and build emotional resilience. It's designed to be absorbed in small doses, allowing the lessons to really sink in and become a part of your thinking over time. So, if you're ready to swap existential dread for inner peace, Daily Stoic might just be your new best friend. Why Stoicism matters. Today, your anti-chaos toolkit. Okay, so we've established that Daily Stoic is a cool book. But why, in the year 2025, or whenever you're watching this, does Stoicism even matter? Aren't we too busy scrolling through TikTok, doom-scrolling Twitter, and trying to figure out how to fold a fitted sheet to worry about ancient philosophies? The answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. Stoicism isn't some dusty relic for academics to debate. It's a living, breathing, incredibly relevant framework for navigating the absolute chaos that is modern life. We live in a world that's constantly throwing curveballs, right? Global pandemics, economic uncertainties, political polarization, the sheer pressure to do it all and have it all. It's enough to make anyone want to curl up in a blanket fort and never emerge. This is precisely where Stoic principles shine like a lighthouse in a storm. They offer practical tools for navigating challenges and fostering resilience in a complex and often stressful world. Think of it as your personal anti-chaos toolkit. One of the core tenets of Stoicism, and perhaps its most powerful, is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot control. This might sound super simple, but let me tell you, it's a game changer. How much time do we spend fretting over things completely outside our sphere of influence? The weather, other people's opinions, traffic jams, the stock market, you name it. The Stoics understood that wasting energy on these uncontrollable elements is not just futile, it's a recipe for anxiety and misery. Instead, they encourage us to focus our precious energy on the few things we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. When you truly internalize this, it's incredibly liberating. You can't control if your boss is in a bad mood, but you can control how you react to it. You can't control a sudden unexpected bill, but you can control your approach to managing it. This shift in focus is a superpower. It fosters inner peace because you're no longer constantly battling against the unchangeable currents of life. You're learning to steer your own ship, even in choppy waters. And it's not just about control, it's about embracing virtue. For the Stoics, virtue wasn't some stuffy, old-fashioned concept. It was about living in alignment with reason, courage, justice, and temperance, or self-control. These weren't abstract ideals. They were practical guides for daily conduct. Wisdom. Not just knowing stuff, but knowing how to live. It's about practical judgment, problem-solving, and seeing things clearly. Courage. Not just physical bravery, but also the courage to face your fears, to do what's right even when it's hard, and to stand up for your values. This is about emotional resilience and mental fortitude. Justice. Treating others fairly, acting with kindness, fulfilling your duties, and contributing to the common good. It's about being a good citizen of the world. Temperance, our self-control. Managing your desires and impulses, not letting your emotions dictate your actions, and finding balance in all things. This is about discipline and mastery over yourself. When you strive to live by these virtues, you naturally build a more fulfilling and meaningful life. You become someone you can respect, someone who acts with integrity, and someone who contributes positively to the world. And guess what? That feels pretty darn good. Let's look at some real-world examples of Stoic principles in action. Scenario 1. The frustrating commute. You're stuck in soul-crushing traffic. You're late. Your blood pressure is rising. Stoic application. You can't control the traffic. You can control your reaction. Instead of honking your horn and muttering expletives, you could put on a podcast, listen to an audiobook, practice some deep breathing, or simply accept the situation as it is. This is happening. I will make the most of it. You're choosing calm over chaos. Scenario 2. Dealing with criticism. Someone online or in real life says something mean about you. Your immediate instinct is to get defensive, lash out, or feel deeply hurt. Stoic application. The Stoics would ask, is this criticism true? If so, learn from it. If not, why let it bother you? You can't control what others say, but you can control how you interpret and respond to it. Don't give away your power by letting external opinions dictate your inner state. Remember Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Scenario 3. An unexpected setback. You lose your job, a project falls through, or you face a major financial hit. Stoic application. This is where resilience kicks in. The Stoics teach us that adversity is not just inevitable, but often a catalyst for growth. Instead of despairing, you ask, what can I do now? What lessons can I learn? How can I adapt? It's about viewing obstacles as opportunities to practice your virtues, to be courageous in the face of fear, and to be resourceful. Epictetus famously said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Scenario 4. Battling procrastination. You know you need to do something important, but you just can't bring yourself to start. The urge to scroll or get distracted is overwhelming. Stoic application. This is a classic test of self-control and temperance. The Stoics would encourage you to recognize the fleeting nature of pleasure versus the long-term benefit of discipline. Break down the task, start small, and act despite the urge to procrastinate. Discipline isn't about not having desires, it's about not being ruled by them. It's about saying, I choose productive action over instant gratification. Scenario 5. Dealing with loss or grief. A loved one passes away or a significant relationship ends. Stoic application. The Stoics understood that attachment to external things, including people, can lead to suffering when those things are inevitably lost. This isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about preparing yourself for the inevitable impermanence of life and cherishing the moments you have, knowing they won't last forever. It's about accepting the natural order of things, acknowledging your grief, but not letting it consume you to the point of incapacitation. They would emphasize focusing on the good that came from the relationship and remembering that true value lies within your character, not external circumstances. You see, Stoicism isn't about becoming a robot who never feels anything. Far from it. It's about feeling things appropriately and not letting your emotions hijack your reason. It's about building a robust mental framework that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with grace, wisdom, and an almost superhuman level of calm. In a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control, Stoicism offers an anchor. It offers a path to inner peace, true resilience, and a life lived with purpose and virtue. And that, my friends, is something we could all use a whole lot more of today. Key themes explored in Daily Stoic. Your philosophical power-ups. All right, buckle up, Because Daily Stoic isn't just a collection of random good vibes. It dives deep into some seriously powerful themes that will revolutionize the way you think about yourself, your life, and the world around you. Let's zero in on a few prominent ones: acceptance, virtue, and self-control. These aren't just buzzwords. They're philosophical power-ups for your mind. First up, let's talk about acceptance. Now, this isn't about passively rolling over and letting life happen to you. It's about understanding the fundamental truth that some things are simply beyond your control. As Epictetus wisely put it, some things are in our control and others are not. Sounds simple, right? But oh, how often do we rage against the machine of the universe when things don't go our way? Acceptance in Stoicism is about distinguishing between what is and what you wish were. For example, you can't control the weather. You can't control that your flight got delayed. You can't control that your boss is being unreasonable. What you can control is your reaction to these things. Daily Stoic constantly reminds us of this distinction. It encourages us to greet every situation with a clear-eyed understanding. Is this within my sphere of influence? If yes, act. If no, accept. Think about it. How much mental energy do we squander wishing things were different? Wishing we didn't have that annoying coworker? Wishing our commute was shorter? Wishing that one person would just understand us? The Stoics knew that this wishing and resisting is a direct path to suffering. Instead, they teach us to say, "This is happening. How can I best respond to it as it is?" This radical acceptance isn't resignation, it's liberation. It frees up your mental bandwidth to focus on what truly matters and what you can change. It's like accepting that the sky is blue. You don't fight it, you just acknowledge it and move on with your day. This brings an incredible sense of calm and mental clarity. Next, let's circle back to virtue. We touched on this earlier, but it's so central to Stoicism that it deserves a deeper dive. For the Stoics, virtue isn't just about being a good person in a vague sense. It's about striving for excellence in your character, consistently making choices aligned with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. Daily Stoic hammers home that these aren't optional extras. They are the very foundation of a well-lived life. Consider the virtue of justice. It's not just about what's legally right or wrong, but about how you interact with others. Are you fair? Are you kind? Do you contribute to the common good? Daily Stoic will present reflections on how our actions impact others and how we can cultivate a sense of universal kinship, treating everyone with dignity. It might prompt you to think about how you treat your colleagues, how you engage in your community, or even how you speak to service staff. It's about being a benevolent force in the world, not just for others, but because it aligns with your best self. Then there's courage. This isn't just about facing a tiger, though that would certainly count. Stoic courage is often more subtle. It's the courage to face your fears, to speak your truth, to persist in the face of setbacks, or even the courage to not react impulsively when provoked. Daily Stoic provides daily nudges to step outside your comfort zone, to embrace challenges, and to view obstacles as opportunities to demonstrate your inner strength. It's about being brave in the quiet moments of your life, not just the grand ones. Now, let's talk about a super intriguing Stoic practice that Daily Stoic brings to the forefront. Negative visualization. Sounds a bit morbid, right? Like you're just sitting around thinking about all the bad stuff that could happen. But trust me, it's actually incredibly powerful and surprisingly uplifting. The idea behind negative visualization is to regularly contemplate the loss of things you hold dear: your health, your loved ones, your possessions, your job. Not to wallow in misery, but to achieve a few crucial things. Appreciation. By imagining losing something, you suddenly appreciate it far more when you have it. You stop taking things for granted. That annoying commute? Imagine not being able to drive at all. That slightly burnt toast? Imagine not having food to eat. It's a powerful gratitude exercise in disguise. Preparation. It helps you mentally prepare for potential setbacks. If you've already considered the possibility of a job loss, for instance, you're less blindsided and emotionally devastated if it actually happens. You've already done some of the mental heavy lifting. It's like a fire drill for your emotions. Resilience. When you realize that you could lose everything, and you still believe you could cope, you build immense inner resilience. You understand that your happiness isn't dependent on external circumstances, but on your inner fortitude. It's about realizing that even if the worst happens, you'll find a way to navigate it. You are stronger than your circumstances. Daily Stoic will guide you through these types of reflections, gently pushing you to confront uncomfortable possibilities, not to induce fear, but to foster profound gratitude and robust psychological preparedness. It's a mental exercise that strengthens your ability to handle whatever life throws at you, making you less reactive and more resilient. Finally, a major theme woven throughout Daily Stoic is the emphasis on living a life of purpose and finding meaning in meaningful contributions. This isn't about chasing fleeting pleasures or accumulating material wealth. The Stoics understood that true fulfillment comes from contributing to something larger than yourself. Daily Stoic often reminds us that we are part of a larger interconnected whole, whether that's our family, our community, or humanity itself. It encourages us to think about our duties, our responsibilities, and how we can use our unique talents to benefit others. It's about asking yourself, how can I be of service? How can I make a positive impact? This could be as grand as dedicating your life to a cause, or as simple as being a good neighbor, a supportive friend, or a diligent employee. It's about finding meaning not just in what you get, but in what you give. This sense of purpose, of contributing to something meaningful, is a powerful antidote to feelings of aimlessness and despair that can plague modern life. When you know why you're doing something, the how becomes much easier. It's about building a life that feels deeply significant, not just externally successful. So, as you flip through the pages of Daily Stoic, you're not just getting random quotes, you're getting a curated journey through these profound themes: acceptance, virtue, negative visualization, and purpose, all designed to equip you with the mental tools to live a more tranquil, resilient, and meaningful life. It's like a year-long masterclass in becoming an unshakable human being. How to apply Daily Stoic in your life. Your Stoic action plan. All right, we've talked about what Daily Stoic is and why it's a total game changer. But here's the real talk. Reading about Stoicism is one thing. Actually, living it is another. This isn't just a book to admire from afar. It's a playbook for life. So, how do you actually apply Daily Stoic in your daily grind? Let's cook up some actionable steps to make these ancient principles a living, breathing part of your existence. First off, the most obvious but crucial step: make it a daily ritual. The book is literally designed for this. Don't just read it once. Don't binge read it like your favorite Netflix show. The magic of Daily Stoic lies in its consistent, bite-sized doses. Pick a time that works for you. Maybe first thing in the morning with your coffee, during your commute, if you're not driving, obviously, or as a wind down before bed. Think of it as a daily mental workout. You wouldn't hit the gym once a month and expect to see results, right? Same goes for your mind. 5 minutes a day, every day, will yield far greater results than an hour once a week. The consistent exposure allows the wisdom to seep into your subconscious, slowly rewiring your default reactions to life's inevitable challenges. Now, let's get into some specific, actionable steps for incorporating Stoic principles. Journaling, your personal Stoic lab. This is probably the most powerful tool you can pair with daily Stoic. After you read the day's reflection, grab a notebook or open a digital document and journal about it. Reflect. What did the day's reading mean to you? How does it apply to something you're currently facing? Premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. This is where you practice negative visualization. Spend a few minutes thinking about potential challenges you might face that day or week. How would a Stoic respond? What could go wrong? And how would you mentally prepare for it? This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about being prepared. For example, what if my internet goes out before my big presentation? I'll have a backup plan, stay calm, and focus on what I can control. My ability to articulate my points, even without the slides. Review your day. At the end of the day, do a quick Stoic check-in. What went well? Where did you lose your cool? Did you act virtuously? Where could you have applied Stoic principles better? This self-assessment is crucial for growth. Seneca was a big proponent of this evening reflection. He'd review his day and consider where he had acted with reason and where he had faltered. Mindful meditation, Stoic style. While traditional meditation often focuses on breath, Stoic meditation is more about directed thought. Focus on what you can control. When you feel overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths and mentally list what's actually in your control versus what isn't. Remind yourself that your reaction is always within your power. Practice amor fati, love of fate. This isn't just about acceptance. It's about loving everything that happens, seeing it as an essential part of your journey, even the bad stuff. Meditate on a recent setback. Can you reframe it? Can you find the lesson, the growth, or even the beauty in it? It's not about ignoring suffering, but transforming your relationship with it. Perspective shift. Meditate on the vastness of the cosmos, your fleeting existence, or the shared humanity of everyone around you. This can help put petty annoyances and personal dramas into a more rational, less overwhelming perspective. Marcus Aurelius was a master of this, constantly reminding himself of the fleeting nature of life to spur himself to act virtuously now. Gratitude practice, the Stoics' secret weapon. While not always explicitly framed as gratitude, the Stoics constantly practiced appreciation for what they had and the present moment. Negative visualization is a powerful way to cultivate gratitude because it makes you appreciate what you do have. Every day, consciously list 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. Make them specific. I'm grateful for this warm cup of tea. I'm grateful for the sunlight streaming through my window. I'm grateful for the challenging conversation I had today because it taught me patience. Extend your gratitude to the challenges. I'm grateful for this difficult project because it's pushing me to learn new skills. This isn't about being Pollyanna. It's about finding the opportunity or the blessing in disguise. Now, let's talk about practicing self-control and managing emotions effectively, drawing directly from Stoic teachings. The pause button. This is huge. When you feel a strong emotion bubbling up, anger, frustration, envy, don't react immediately. The Stoics would say, pause, take a breath, create a gap between the stimulus and your response. In that gap, you reclaim your power. Ask yourself, is this reaction serving me? Is it rational? Is it virtuous? You're not suppressing the emotion. You're deciding how you will act in response to it. Think of it like this. Your emotions are guests, but you are the host, and you decide whether they can stay and run the show, or if they need to respectfully exit. Rational reappraisal. Our emotions often spring from our judgments. If you judge something as terrible or catastrophic, you'll feel accordingly. The Stoics encourage us to reevaluate our judgments. Is it really terrible or just inconvenient? Is it catastrophic or simply a setback? By changing your internal narrative, you change your emotional response. For example, instead of, "My boss is a nightmare for giving me this extra work," try, "This extra work is an opportunity to show my capabilities and learn new things." Premeditate your responses. This ties back to negative visualization. Before a potentially stressful situation, a difficult meeting, a family gathering, a job interview, mentally rehearse how you want to respond. If X happens, I will calmly say, "Y." If Z occurs, I will focus on my breath and remember what I can control. This prepares your mind and helps you avoid impulsive, regrettable actions. Distinguish between opinion and fact. So much of our emotional turmoil comes from mistaking our opinions about things for the things themselves. "That person is annoying" is an opinion. "That person did X action" is a fact. The Stoics teach us to strip away our judgments and biases and see things as they truly are, which often deflates their emotional power. Finally, for those who want to really deep dive into this incredible philosophy, I encourage you to engage with the Stoic philosophy beyond Daily Stoic. Read the source material. Once Daily Stoic has whetted your appetite, venture into the primary texts. Start with Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. It's essentially his private journal, incredibly raw and relatable. Then move on to Epictetus's Discourses and Enchiridion, practical, no-nonsense advice, and Seneca's Letters from a Stoic, brilliant essays on everything from anger to grief. There are fantastic modern translations available that make these ancient texts surprisingly accessible. Join online communities. The Stoic community is vibrant and welcoming. Search for Stoicism groups on Reddit, Facebook, or Discord. These communities offer a place to discuss ideas, ask questions, and share your experiences with like-minded individuals. You'll find incredible support and insight. Explore other resources. Ryan Holiday has other fantastic books like The Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, and Stillness is the Key that build on Stoic principles. There are also numerous podcasts, websites, and YouTube channels dedicated to modern Stoicism. Just search for Stoicism or Daily Stoic, and you'll find a treasure trove of information. Remember, Stoicism isn't a quick fix. It's a lifelong practice. It's about cultivating wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, day by day, moment by moment. Daily Stoic is your perfect companion on this journey, providing the consistent nudges and profound insights you need to build an unshakable mind and live a life of true meaning and tranquility. So, go forth, embrace the daily wisdom, and start living your most Stoic life. Conclusion. Your Stoic journey begins now. All right, my friends, we've journeyed through the incredible landscape of Daily Stoic, 365 days of wisdom for modern life. We've unpacked what Stoicism is all about, not some dusty old philosophy, but a living, breathing, practical toolkit for thriving in our chaotic modern world. We've seen how this book, curated by the brilliant minds of Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman, delivers daily doses of ancient wisdom, making it accessible and actionable for anyone. We've explored why Stoicism matters now more than ever, offering powerful principles for navigating challenges, focusing on what we can control, and fostering that deep, unshakable inner peace. From dealing with frustrating traffic to conquering procrastination, Stoic wisdom offers real-world solutions. And we've delved into some of the key themes that Daily Stoic masterfully explores: the profound power of acceptance, the unwavering pursuit of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. The counterintuitive brilliance of negative visualization for cultivating gratitude and resilience, and the liberating emphasis on living a life of purpose and meaningful contribution. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about listening to a YouTube video or reading a book. It's about doing. It's about taking these ancient ideas and weaving them into the fabric of your daily existence. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the mental reps, just like you would at the gym. So, my call to action for you is simple, yet profound. Embark on your own Stoic journey. Pick up a copy of Daily Stoic if you haven't already, or dust off the one you might have tucked away. Commit to those few minutes of daily reflection. Make journaling a regular habit. Practice the art of the pause, and consciously work on managing your emotions. The Stoic path isn't always easy. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront your own biases and impulses. But the rewards? Oh, the rewards are immeasurable. A calmer mind, a more resilient spirit, a deeper sense of purpose, and the profound satisfaction of knowing you are truly living a life aligned with reason and virtue. You have the power to transform your reactions, cultivate inner tranquility, and build a life that is truly fulfilling. And Daily Stoic is your perfect companion on this incredible adventure. So what are you waiting for? Your Stoic journey begins now. Go forth and conquer your chaos. If you found this deep dive into Daily Stoic helpful, give us a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and lets us know you want more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into living a better, more philosophical life. And we absolutely love hearing from you, so drop a comment below. Have you read Daily Stoic? What's your favorite Stoic quote? How has Stoicism changed your life? Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your wisdom. Let's build a community of modern Stoics right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, control what you can, accept what you can't, and always strive for virtue. See you next time.